The Uttar Pradesh anti-terror squad swoops in. Questions Pakistani national Seema Ghulam Haider. Her Indian partner Sachin and his father also questioned. Is this an India-Pakistan love story, or was ISI setting up sleeper cells? Close to Hindon Air Base and Jewar International Airport. Love story or Seema Spygate? Pyar, PUBG and Pakistan, that's our top focus on India First. Hello and welcome, you're watching India First. I'm Gaurav Sawant. The anti-terror squad of the Uttar Pradesh police are questioning Pakistani citizen Seema Ghulam Haider. She has been unable to answer why she carried multiple SIM cards and yet chose a mobile hotspot in Nepal to be in touch with Sachin Meena of Greater Noida. Police also want to send Sachin Meena's phone for forensic examination. Sachin Meena and his father have also been questioned by the anti-terror squad of the Uttar Pradesh police. But there are several serious questions about India's porous borders. Can any Pakistani citizen walk into a country via Nepal with zero scrutiny? It's Seema and her 4 children today. It could be an army of ISI sleeper cells and terrorists tomorrow. Let's get you much more and the latest on this investigation in our top story.
Love, conspiracy or terror? The mystery around Seema Haider and Sachin Meena relationship is only deepening. At the center of this love story are 2 enemy nations, India and Pakistan. Seema Haider's illegal entry into India from Pakistan's Sindh and her alleged marriage to Sachin Meena is now under investigation. Seema Haider has become a celebrity and social media sensation, from mainstream media to YouTubers and Instagram influencers. Seema Haider has given interviews to dozens.
4 बजे निकली शाम में भाई 4 बजे निकले तो 11 घंटे मेरा स्टे था दुबई में तो यार दुबई से फिर मैं अगले सुबह को पहुंच गई सुबह को सवेरे 11 की सुबह को सवेरे पहुंच गई वहां काठमांडू सुबह को उसी मतलब टैक्सी पकड़ी टैक्सी वाला कहा मुझे न्यू बस पार्क उतार दो और मुझे पोखरा के लिए गाड़ी चाहिए नेपालियों ने नहीं करी इंडियन एक ही ऑफिसर आए थे उन्होंने पूछताछ करी थी तो मैं इनका एड्रेस पूरा बता दिया रब्बूपुरा का
But her responses have raised some suspicions. How did Seema Haider enter India illegally? How did Seema Haider get illegal documents? Why did Seema Haider have half a dozen mobile phones? What is Seema's age and educational qualification? Not just that, reports of Seema's brother working for Pakistani security agencies have also come to the fore, raising doubts about Seema being a Pakistani spy. So now, a unit of UPATS headquarters have been deployed to probe Seema Haider's case. UPATS usually monitors terror plots and investigations. The UPATS will now probe Seema Haider's mobile phones, her social media accounts. It will also track Seema Haider's route from Pakistan to Dubai and from Dubai to Nepal. People who helped Seema reach India by crossing the border will also be investigated. Sachin and Seema's connection will also be probed. Not only this, the Central Intelligence Agencies are also getting Seema Haider's background check done in Pakistan. Information is being collected about Seema Haider's profile and her relatives in Pakistan. Bureau Report, India Today.
So this Pakistani citizen Seema Ghulam Haider is repeatedly requesting authorities not to send her back to Pakistan. She says she has embraced the Sanatan Dharm or the Hindu Dharm. She wears a Mangal Sutra, she wears a Sindoor and a Sari, and if she returns to Pakistan, she would be killed by radical Islamists. Her husband, Ghulam Haider in Saudi Arabia, wants her and their four children back in Pakistan. In Pakistan, there are radical Islamists who've not only threatened to kill her, but in a revenge attack for her converting to Hinduism, targeted a temple in Pakistan. Rocket launchers were used by terrorists to target this temple. We bring you this report.
When Seema Haider reached India, she declared that she had married Sachin in Nepal itself and that she had accepted Hinduism. In India, Seema Haider was seen practicing all rituals of a Hindu married woman, even puja and bhajans. A Muslim woman from Pakistan leaving her husband, living in India and adopting Hinduism. For the radical Muslims of Pakistan, this was no less than a crime. And so the frustrated fundamentalists started threatening the Hindu community in Pakistan. Make no mistake, this was no empty threat. The rocket launchers that were used by Pakistani terrorists are now being used on Hindu temples. However, Pakistan is claiming that the attack on Hindu temple was the handiwork of local dacoits. Reports suggest a gang of dacoits attacked a temple in Pakistan's southern Sindh province. The attack was carried out in the Kashmir area where rocket launchers were fired at Hindu temples and houses. Fortunately, the temple was closed. It is maintained by the Bagri community and is opened only once a year. Kashmir police says 8 to 9 people were involved in the attack. Pakistan police also suspect that this attack may be linked to Seema Haider's PUBG love story, as fundamentalists had threatened the Hindu community. A similar attack took place a few days ago, when bulldozers demolished a Hindu shrine. This is not the first time Hindus have been under attack in Pakistan, in the Sindh province especially. Hindus are systematically persecuted and forcibly converted. Bureau Report, India Today.
So is Seema Ghulam Haider madly in love with a Kirana shop helper Sachin? Or is this love a cover story to set up a base in India? The ATS is probing her statements, trying to verify her claims, but Sachin insists she should be given leave to stay in India and to get married to him legally. Joining me on India First for more on the latest developments on PUBG, Pyar in Pakistan is India Today's Santosh Sharma. Santosh, what have you been able to learn through your sources in the Uttar Pradesh ATS and the UP police?
What I am getting the information from the UP anti-terrorist squad questioning to Seema Haider and her lover Sachin Rana. We can say that Noida police, who started interrogation, firstly found something fishy in Seema Haider movement from Pakistan to Dubai and Dubai to Nepal and Nepal to Noida. There were some numbers used by the Seema Haider, and while movement in Dubai and from Dubai to Nepal. In Nepal, she used hotspot. If she is only she went to school for 5th class, how she can use a Wi-Fi, how she can use a hotspot. There are some questions regarding the Seema smartness.
Okay.
How she is a very we can say the smartly handle social media. These are the questions what UP terrorist squad is questioning Seema Haider about her movement, who helped Seema coming from Pakistan to Dubai and Dubai to Nepal, and whether she's a spy or anything else, or as UP ATS regularly nabs the ISI agents from Uttar Pradesh and rest of the area, the inputs given by other agencies.
Stay with me, Santosh. I also want to bring into this conversation Dr. Vikram Singh. Dr. Vikram Singh is former DGP of Uttar Pradesh. I also have with me Ambassador Ashok Sajjanhar, both who keep a hawk eye on developments in the region. Dr. Vikram Singh, have the police woken up too late? Should these questions not have been asked by the anti-terror squad on day one instead of waking up to this issue today?
Good evening, Gaurav ji. Like you, I also have my reservations. Yes, this should have come as a reflex action because the red flags were right across, seeking attention. The moment she landed up in Ravupura, that was the time that the ATS should have indeed taken up because the intelligence reports were there. I would first thank the lawyer, Mr. Parashar, who alerted the police, and then it was late in any case. That was the time the ATS should have stepped in, but now better late than never. They should go back and do a bit of reverse engineering and go back. Start from Ravupura, go back to Nepal, Nepal to Dubai, and Dubai to Karachi, and understand every figment of the statement about her passports or Aadhaar cards, other identity papers, as also the use of the hotspot and other features, because there are too many complications and too many unconvincing parts in the story.
Too many unconvincing parts in this story. Ambassador Sajanhar, would a spy, however, bring in her 4 children and give so many interviews and so openly? Would a spy not want to remain in the shadows? Is the fact that she's talking to everyone so openly an indication that this is true love and not spy games, Ambassador?
Yeah, you're right, Gaurav, because I think this does raise a large number of questions. And, the questions have been posed by you, have been posed by the panelist and by your reporter, that it does sound very, very unusual for someone to sort of, make this journey. First, she came all the way from Pakistan to Dubai, Nepal. She met up with Sachin Meena there. They spent time. Then she went and got her 4 children. It does sound very, very incredulous. So I think it really needs, the whole thing needs a full detailed examination. And I think that's what the police, the ATS is doing. It should go into it, but I think there is, one is the security angle. Security is sacrosanct. That cannot be compromised under any circumstances. The second, of course, is the legal issue in terms of the fact that she has come here, she's come in illegally.
Okay.
The third is in terms of the porosity of the border with Nepal, as to how can people sort of, just walk in without this. And the last, of course, is the fact what she has been mentioning and what you have been saying, that she is madly in love with this young man. And, that also really needs to be investigated fully by interrogating Sachin Meena and also his family, and how they wish to proceed further. But there's too many loose ends.
There are so many things. Absolutely. There are so many loose ends that don't tie up. Santosh, any evidence so far, any evidence to suggest that spy games are at play and this is not pure love that blossomed playing PUBG games?
As this whole investigation handed over to the ATS, we can say that as this investigation is started by Noida police, definitely Noida police found some fishy in his primary investigation. That's why Noida police wrote a letter to involve a specialized agency, ATS. If Noida police can't get anything fishy, then they can submit a report that there is nothing fishy and there is nothing to be doubt on Seema Haider, and this is the simply case of love, cross-border love. But definitely Noida police found something fishy, something doubtful, which Noida police wants a specialized agency, UP terrorist squad. That's the reason involved in this interrogation. And today UP ATS 2 teams are now interrogating with Seema Haider, with her lover, and including the father of Sachin. So 3 persons are on radar of UP terrorist squad, and these 2 units are interrogating them. So we can say there is something fishy. What Noida police primarily
no, but who are the others who helped them?
Seema Haider, and now they involve the specialized agency in this
Dr. Vikram
investigation.
Dr. Vikram Singh, police officers, the police have a sixth sense. You've spent over 4 decades in the police. Given your long experience, what were red flags, and were red flags either ignored or played down initially?
The red flags are there for all of us to see. Number one, see the compatibility of Sachin and Seema. Two, no questions asked, love can be blind. Second, Seema, as per her own confession, is only class 5. But yes, her comfort level with Sindhi, Urdu, English and Hindi are amazing. Then her use and IT skill, interpersonal skills, her level of confidence, her voice, her choice of words is unnatural for a student who has just cleared class 5. Obviously, there has been mentoring, grooming and training. Then it is totally unconvincing for a person of her caliber to sell off the house and take the 4 kids and bring them to India. For whom and for what? For a person who is making 10,000 rupees a month as a palletar. It is just does not add up. Then the use of hotspot, using her IT skills, she had, of course, she was not in the lap of luxury in Sindh, Pakistan too, but
Yes.
here from the frying pan into the fire. There was nothing so very luxurious for her to make this hazardous journey. And yes, there are things that need to be investigated by the ATS, the use of the hotspot, the breaking of the mobile phones and the SIM cards, procurement of the identity papers at the drop of a hat. These are the things that they will have to investigate. And coming down close to the proximity of the Zevar airport and the Hindon airbase also needs to be evaluated, examined, and from the point of view of fieldcraft and tactics.
No, very interesting. Also, who were locals who were helping her? Who helped with identity papers? Who were the people who helped? Why were mobile phones and SIM cards destroyed, according to information that's coming out? Ambassador Sajjanhar, there are some who say, had she been a spy, would she have been granted bail so easily by courts of law in India? Here is a woman who sold off everything she owned in Karachi, flew to Dubai, then Kathmandu with her children, and then came to find true love in Uttar Pradesh, in Greater Noida. Are we being cruel and heartless in doubting her, whereas all she's looking for is true love?
No, that might be right, Gaurav, but I think it has to be fully investigated, because I don't think you can take chances with security of a nation, security of a country. And, we have suffered hugely because of the operations from across the border. And so I don't think we can really take it at face value. I think it is right that we investigate it fully, we investigate it completely. Each and every element of her statement, of her movements, of her actions, that needs to be investigated, and we need to fully satisfy ourselves. I think the fact that, she was granted bail, maybe prima facie, that, there might not have been anything against her, and the fact that she is here with 4 children, that was a guarantee that she is not going to flee anywhere by herself.
Okay.
They did try to, as you know, that once the lawyer had reported the matter to the police,
Yes.
Sachin and, this lady, they did try to flee.
Very
But then they were
interesting point.
caught traveling in a bus.
Very interesting point. If she had nothing to hide,
investigation
why
needs
were
to
they
be.
trying to run away? Absolutely. Dr. Vikram Singh, my fear is it's this Seema Ghulam Haider and her 4 children today. It could be any other sleeper cell from GHQ Rawalpindi or ISI Apara tomorrow using the same Nepal route to come into India. And perhaps they've been using it for a very long time. This reflects very poorly on India's security apparatus, Dr. Vikram Singh.
You're very right, Gauravji. 1,770 kilometer long Indo-Nepal border is very porous, riverine, and also very poorly guarded. In fact, the most poorly guarded international border is Indo-Nepal. And it cuts across from Sikkim, West Bengal, right up to Bihar and Uttar Pradesh. But yes, as you said, it is porous and very poorly guarded. And could it be a dry run for future incursions, future such visits and misadventures on part of the Pakistan proxies? This could be a possibility and a dry run to see the strength, opportunities, weaknesses and threats in such journeys. Now to go to the back that why she got the bail because Section 11 of the Indian Foreigners Act, the punishment is less than 7 years. Therefore, the court had no option but to grant bail as per law. Now, everything being in its position, We need to reinforce our borders with Nepal and ensure that there's some form of checking or some kind of monitoring so that such incursions are contained and controlled, because we cannot have this level of attacks and incursions, because this is almost something like a free-for-all, Gauravji.
It indeed does appear to be so, sir. Ambassador Sajanhar, in your appreciation, given the information that's there in public domain so far, should this lady be sent back to Nepal, if not Pakistan, immediately? Or is there an apprehension that if she's sent out of the country, she may be killed by radical Islamists for accepting Hinduism, for coming into the Hindu fold? She herself has told journalists she fears for her life. She said so in an exclusive interview to Aaj Tak and India Today.
No, absolutely. I agree that, her life will be in danger if she's sent back from here, wherever she might be sent, whether it's to Nepal or to Pakistan. So I don't think that she should be summarily evicted from here. I think the full investigation should be conducted. We should satisfy ourselves. Sending her back doesn't help matters at all. Meaning, if there's a problem, then appropriate action should be taken. And if we are not able to find anything suspicious in her movements and actions, then we'll have to see as to how we want to deal with the particular issue. But sending her back either to Nepal or to Dubai or to Karachi, I don't think it solves matters, and we need to see. You mentioned that, a temple was attacked by the fundamentalists in Pakistan. I think we need to deal with the matter firmly, sternly, but also, strictly as per law, and not evict her just on mere suspicion that, since her story doesn't add up. So,
no, but she has entered our country.
Together.
She has entered our country illegally. She's a Pakistani national who's taken a wrong route to come into India. But Santosh, so far in investigations, have any discrepancies been found in her statement or her conduct? Does it all add up, or are there major gaps in her statements?
Right now, the ATS interrogated Seema Haider, information coming out from the ATS sources we're getting, that Seema Haider told a story of in Dubai and about the Nepal handlers, that there was a person who helped her in movement in getting the flight. Some calls have been retrieved from her mobile, and definitely the Wi-Fi she used in Nepal. That is the main point of interrogation and investigation for the ATS. How she can use a Wi-Fi, and who was that person who helped her in using the net calling, and why she called that person via net if Sachin is on her network with a simple phone. So there are some calls and some internet calling done by the Seema Haider while coming from Pakistan via Dubai, Nepal, and to Noida. There are some calls what the ATS is probing and interrogating with Seema Haider.
Dr. Vikram Singh, are these gaps serious enough to warrant an arrest and custodial interrogation under stringent sections of the law? And those who may have assisted her in coming to India or facilitated her stay in India, should legal and penal action be taken against them?
Gauravji, three parts to your question. Number one, if these gaps are not addressed professionally and appropriately in a convincing manner, incontrovertible manner, then there should be consequences, legal and otherwise. Legal consequences, yes, there could be imprisonment, there could be detention under the National Security Act, and also, I dare say, within the provisions of the UAPA as well. And then the NIA might have to step in too. Under these circumstances, those who were willing accessories to her entry into India and also facilitating her identity papers, they have a lot of answering to do. Every question and every shed of information that you have put before the nation today, Gauravji, I must compliment you, but they need to be addressed by the UPATS, the Gautam Buddha Nagar Police, and the police department and the law enforcement agencies, because we cannot take it lightly or sweep them underneath the carpet, and this is just an innocent love affair. No, it is not. On the face of it may appear to be so, but yes, there is much more to it than what meets the eye.
Okay, I will let that be the last word on this part of the show. To all my guests for joining me here on India Today, Ambassador Ashok Sajjanhar, Dr. Vikram Singh and Santosh.
Thank you.
Many thanks. We will continue to track developments on the story very closely. That is all I have time for on India First this evening. Many thanks for watching. News and updates continue on India Today. Stay with us.